I wanted to talk about the games that the clandestine play when they're doing their V2K. And so you can kind of understand why are they doing things this way and make better sense of what they're doing to you. It's an attempt at brainwashing, but you don't really know it because you're not really believing it. You think you're in control, or you're waiting for information from them you're never going to get, so you don't think anything's happening. So, hide and seek is a game that we all used to play, maybe as kids. You all run out in the woods, and one of you is it. Well, guess who's it? Every single time you're going to play hide and seek with the clandestine, it's you. And you're going to be looking for something they've hidden in your brain. Now, they're going to give you hints about what it is or where it is, and then you're supposed to run off and find it so that they can look at it. Well, they can't tell you what it is, so you can decide whether or not you want to look at it. But if they give you a hint, you're automatically going to kind of guess and look and see what it is, and then they maybe or maybe not can look and guess at what you're looking at. And it's just going to be a really annoying on and on game of hide and seek. If you do look at what they hid, you win. Probably some type of torture. And they win probably some kind of trigger that they can use against you. Who done it? Now, this is a trick question because they're going to name off some type of trigger, and it's going to upset you, and they're going to ask pretty much, who did it? Who made you feel this way? Was it you? Or maybe it's something you did to somebody else. Maybe you did it or somebody did it to you. So who done it? Is this a question of interest, or is this a trap? It's really, you're a witness against yourself. You're indicting yourself if you did it. And then if someone else did it to you and you don't really want to talk about it, why in the heck would they keep asking you to talk about it? The only reason they want it to pick at your triggers. They want to pick at your pain, your remorse, your past trauma, whatever it is. And if you're not saying whoever it is that did anything to you, no matter what it was, it could be slighting you, it could be abuse, whatever it is, it's your choice whether you want to talk about it with anybody or not. And they're not your therapist. Don't think for one second just because you can't get away from them that you have to talk about anything like that with them. Trivia. This is a good one. Why in the heck would your perps be playing trivia with you? It's because they want to connect with you on some other way that isn't anything to do with you, but it gives you or gives them insight into how you think and how your mind works. It also gives you a chance to display what you would do if faced with a moral dilemma. They want to know. They might ask you questions like, how would you feel if this happened to you and it's something terrible? How would you respond if you were faced with this kind of dilemma? And whatever it is, you already know. You've answered something like that. And because you would take the high road, they want to know if there's ever any type of situation you could be in where you might take the low road, and they're going to want to know that so that they can try to keep putting you in that situation. So that's what trivia is about. Trivia is just trying to figure out, it's a personality test really, trying to figure out who you are and what you would do. If you're in a situation where you would do the right thing, they might avoid that situation when they're putting their little parodies together. And when they start the charade, it's always going to be a situation which you had admitted before, you know what, I might just take the low road on this one. Because you might be a little confused about why are they doing this way? Why are they ganging up on me? Well, there's very reason why they need that. And it's because they have a team. It's an interrogation technique, but it's also a torture technique, a brainwashing technique. They'll have a group of people who all are less intelligent than you, and then one or two people who are at or above your level of intelligence and it's intended that way because those people are the brand that you seek out. Like, help me from these idiots. Now, I don't have evidence that any of these agencies are involved, and I mentioned that, so they can't make any accusations against me either, but I'm just using this as an example to prove that this is a real interrogation technique. On the FBI website, you can find a report on the HIG, High Value Detainee Interrogation Group. The High Value Detainee Interrogation Group is a three-agency entity: FBI, CIA, and the Department of Defense. Now, in their defense, they do claim that the research involved in developing this technique did comply with US and international law as it pertains to the protection of human subjects in scientific research. In the summary section, you can find where they work as a team, which may include an analyst, interpreter, subject matter expert, and one or two interrogators. The team members who are not directly interacting with the subject observe the interrogation, and they provide feedback, especially about the interpersonal dynamics between the subject matter and the interrogator. Now, under the Manage First Impressions section, you see how they clearly take advantage over the detainee by using the interpersonal dynamics, by figuring out who the subject is most likely to respond to and developing a corresponding brand for that interrogator. That person develops rapport with them by displaying acceptance and empathy for the subject and draws out their values and beliefs. That person then works with the team behind the subject's back, behind the scenes, to return to the real purpose and potential outcomes of the interrogation. And I didn't get it at first. I was insulted at first. I didn't know, are these people just playing stupid, or are they really that dumb? And why are you seeming to be the only one around here who has any brains? And then go to that person and kind of put your hope and faith and trust that they're going to help you, even though you know they're not going to help you any more than anybody else.